What is going on, guys? Back with another video, guys. So today I'm going to be ranking around 20 gaming projects, guys. We're starting to see a bit more interest come into gaming. I have been talking about gaming for quite a while, and I have been covering it and saying that this is the most undervalued narrative, which has massive upside and also has a massive use case when it comes to token utility as well. When you look at the total market cap, around 12 billion in total market cap, and bear in mind that one of these is actually Floki as well, which obviously doubles down as a meme. And then the main ones, obviously IMX, Scala, Sandbox, Axie Infinity. And where this really shines is when it comes towards the mid caps and also the low slash micro cap projects, guys. So today I'm going to be ranking around 20 gaming projects that are currently on my watch list. I do hold some of these, and if you want to access the portfolio, that will be available on the VIP group, which will be available very soon. But anyway, guys, this isn't the full list, and this isn't a full gaming tier list. This is just to give you a heads up and really just to get you into the potential to gain some entry if you want to, guys. Of course, none of this is financial advice. This is just my thoughts on some gaming projects which I do think have some good upside. They've got quite a lot of hype even still. And obviously, some of them are very high risk, guys. So this also doubles down. These can do good gains, or they could also crash, which is unfortunately what we've seen with a few gaming projects recently. They haven't had the funds required to continue, to obviously pay the team, to continue with game development. So that is just one of the realities with Web3 gaming. But you can't deny that this is going to be a narrative which is going to have a major comeback, guys. Major catalyst. You've got GTA 6, the Solana mobile. You've got Sui Play, and you've also got so many of the major chains really looking to push and be adopting different gaming projects on those chains. So the first one, guys, on this list is Beam. And this one for me is, I would say, overall the best risk to reward project. If you want exposure to gaming, if you don't want to, take too much risk in terms of when it comes to the low caps or the micro caps, this is a good play in my opinion, guys. And they do a lot as well, in multiple narratives as well, also in AI as well. So it does have that AI aspect. But the main thing with this is that they also have the finances behind them. They've got money behind them to see this through. They have major partnerships. I think they've also got some sort of a partnership within the UAE as well. And overall, this is going to be one of the major projects to perform once gaming comes back. Now, current market cap of this is around 300, I think around 300 million, and it has come down massively. So this is down around 85 to 90%, and it is very close to the bottom, only around 50% away from the lows. And honestly, guys, I think from here, 3 to 6 billion market cap is not off the cards. 10 to 20x. Obviously, more conservative would be 5 to 10x, but I do think 10 to 20x is possible when we get a gaming run. But obviously, make sure to take profits along the way. But for me, this is the best overall risk to reward project, and it is still pretty small in market cap. They've got good games available on the platform as well, and a major use case as well. So I do think this is going to have a big comeback. Next one on the list, guys, this is another older project, Illuvium, and recently we have started to see a little bit of a pump with this. This is one of those games which really goes to basically appeal to the masses. AAA standard, good graphics, and also they want to sort of onboard the masses and get a massive gaming community behind them, guys. And that is one of the ways that we can see success. Obviously, I do think there are better picks. This one is currently 170 million. It is up around 70% on the month, so it has seen a nice rally, but ultimately it is still down massively. 99% in terms of price, and I think the market cap all-time high was around 1.2 billion. So you're talking about a 6 to 7x from the current stage. I would probably say 5 to 10x. I think it probably will get back to all-time highs. I'm going to say 5 to 10x. Probably 10x is possible for this if we get a gaming run. Next one, you probably can't see it. It is IMX, and this is another good option if you're looking for a safer pick when it comes to gaming. Now, obviously, this one is a lot higher than Beam. This is nearly a billion. This is around 900 million. So it is a lot higher in market cap. but it is also not too far away from the lows, I believe. But as I've said before, they also have a good catalog of games available as well, good partnerships, and probably will do well as well. But I think because of the market cap, I'm also going to put this as a 5 to 10x. Could do higher, guys. It all depends just how big of a rally we get with gaming, how much of a comeback it can have. Obviously, we've got GTA 6 coming in May, so just under a year. But we also do have a lot of other catalysts, and I'm sure we're going to get a lot more news coming in relation to Web3 gaming. Next one on the list, guys, is Myria Layer 2 scaling solution. And also, they do have a decent list of games. The main criticism with this, guys, was that they didn't really develop too many of their own games. They do have, I think there's a main one that they currently have on their website, but they haven't really developed as much as I would like. I think, Meta Rush is one of the only ones that they've actually developed, but they do have other, gaming studios, the games from other studios available on there. They also do have the narrative with an AI as well. So I guess that does give another touch to the project. And also obviously gives exposure to AI as well, AI gaming, which I do think is going to be a good narrative. So Myria, this one is another one which has come down massively, and it is currently around 26 million in market cap. And again, this is down around 94% from all-time highs. All-time high market cap was nearly 250 million. So you're talking about close to a 10x just to all-time high. And it is one which does have good listings as well, and it is one that I can see potentially having a comeback. Where can it go from here, guys? Maybe 10 to 20x, maybe 20 to 30x, guys. It all just depends on how much of a gaming run we get. I am going to put it in the 20 to 30x. I do think 20x is possible. That would be around a 600 million market cap, I believe. A lot of the supply is currently out as well. I think nearly 60%. So we've had a lot of the supply come out, and the vesting isn't as harsh as it once was. Next on the list, guys, we have a very undervalued project in the form of Corpo World, and this one is another one which is very small in market cap. This is I think around $4 million market cap. It is very close to the bottom, if not at the bottom, guys. And this is another one which has had a very tough time, and it's one of the ones which you are going to have a lot of risk, or you're going to have a lot of reward, guys, because for a 50x on this, you're looking at around 200 million market cap, which isn't impossible, right? We've seen a lot of these projects go into the billions. Of course, you do need to be aware there is a lot more saturation, there's a lot more competition, but this one is another one. They're developing some good games. I think they've got a couple games on their platform, and they've also got quite a lot of players. They've got a good talk utility as well, and they've survived this far. And I do think a lot of the projects, if they've survived this far, when gaming has been absolutely dead, these are some of the projects which I do think can have a comeback. So they do have some good games. I think they've got a shooter game, and they do have another one called Animate. And the other thing with this as well is they do token burns as well, which is a good touch to do. So another one which I do think is going to have a comeback. The anime game actually does look pretty good, guys, and this is going to be one which could potentially do a 50x, guys, right? Very high risk. It's going to do nothing, it's going to crash, or it is going to do some insane gains, guys. And this is another one which I do think has a good marketing. I do think they have some influencers on board who will probably push this once gaming comes back. So this is going to be one to definitely keep on your watch list. And I do think it has a lot of upside from here, guys. So definitely want to keep on your watch list. And it does have good potential. The next one, guys, I've put Corpo twice, but the next one on this list is Octo. And this is another one which has had a massive, massive sell-off. This is again, down around 96 to 97%. Currently $1.8 million in market cap, guys, and that is insane. Now, when it comes to the actual product, when it comes to the project, a mobile gaming studio, and the thing is, guys, this is one of the projects that I've actually played before. I've played their games. They've got a good use case with NFTs. You can win prizes, you can redeem the gold for prizes. They have good marketing, and it is one that I think is going to have a massive comeback, guys. Also, it is on Solana. And obviously, with the Solana mobile phone, they're going to have different apps on the platform. And I do think this is one which is going to be available on that platform. They've got quite a lot of updates coming, guys. And this is one which I think has 100x, or it is going to crash. But with that being said, guys, they've survived this far. And, in terms of risk reward, if you want to put a small amount in, this is one, guys, where 100x is under 200 million in market cap. So Obviously, very, very high risk, guys. But as I've said, they're still here. They're still developing. They've got good games, addictive games. They're nothing, high quality in terms of AAA standard, but they're addictive, and they do partner with a lot of different projects as well. So that is one to definitely keep on your radar. The next one, guys, which has also seen some quite good growth over the past month or so. Playable games. This is up around 70% over the past month. Has had a little bit of a sell-off recently. Currently around $9.5 million in market cap, guys. And this is on AVAX. And as we all know, AVAX is one of the main chains when it comes to gaming. And this one, guys, is your sort of, they do various games, I believe. They have shooter games on this as well. And it is one which I think is decent. It does look a bit higher risk, but, I do think once gaming does come back, this is one which could have some good movements to the upside. I'm personally going to put this in the 20 to 30x category. It looks decent, but I do need to do more research into it. So yeah, it's another one which could do well. Next one, guys, is Superverse. This is another high/mid cap. I think this is around 300 to 400 million in market cap. And this is one which is backed by some big influencers. I believe this is Elliot Trade's project. And basically a community for Web3 gamers. And another one which I do think has a good use case. I think with this sort of aspect of really bridging the Web3 gaming community together, uniting them, could have a big use case. So they do have a lot of integrations as well. This is a project which obviously is a bit of an older project from, I think, from 2020, 2021, and it's not as hot as, for example, something like Beam. I'd rather go for Beam, but it is one which could potentially do well. I'm going to put this in the 5 to 10x category. I just think there are some better plays you could go for. And the next one, guys, is another low cap project, another one which is actually quite undervalued in my opinion, Ancient 8. And this one is very interesting. This is another layer 2 on Ethereum. But the interesting thing with this, guys, they have a big backer. I believe they are also listed on Coinbase as well. And this is another one which do have some pretty good games available, addictive games on the platform. They've got good partnerships. And as I've said, guys, it's just because gaming is very, very quiet currently. And it's it's got some good listings already. Coinbase, they've also got HTX, and they've got some other decent listings as well. In terms of the market cap, it is around $30 million in market cap. I'm going to personally put this as a 20 to 30x. Do think it has potential, a bit more riskier. Something you could compare it to Myria, but it does have some bigger backers than Myria. But I do think Myria is a good project as well. The next one, guys, is another one which really has a lot of hype around it. Gunzilla. Now, this one is one which has really attracted a huge amount of gamers. When you look at the potential for this, when you look at actually bringing in people from Web 2, this is one of the projects that actually does that. And main drawback is when you come to the vesting. I think the current market cap is around 28 million. Fully diluted is nearly 300 million, guys. So around 10%, I believe, is in circulation. I'll need to double check on the vesting, but again, that is going to be something which is going to naturally put off some investors. But in terms of once we get a gaming run, this is going to be one which I do think has potential, has a Binance listing as well. So, that is something which retail is going to potentially flood into. Massive, massive player base as well. And, the game is very high quality. So, with the narrative with gaming layer 1, I do think this is one which could get mass adoption. Also, when it comes to graphics, AAA standard, and I do think this is one which could do well. Obviously, with the vesting into consideration, I'm probably going to put this in a 20 to 30x because I do think, if it wasn't for the vesting, this could have, a lot more upside. But for me, I think, 20 to 30x is probably what this will do. And next one, guys, this is another extremely, extremely high risk option, Synverse. Now, this one, the reason I'm bullish on it, guys, it just reminds me of GTA, right? It's that GTA style of game, very addictive. It has a decent player base. Obviously, things are currently quiet because, no one is interested in gaming. But this is one which is very small in market cap. I think this has come down massively as well. I think this is currently under $1 million in market cap, and it's down massively. So again, guys, this is one which either you're going to ride to zero, or with the hype that comes with GTA 6, it's going to pull off some big gains. But as I've said, guys, it is very, very high risk. And, it's one which you do need to be careful with. But as I've said, once GTA comes, hype comes around GTA, it is one that could definitely have a comeback. Next on the list, guys, we have another older project. This is another low cap Nakamoto Games. This is one which I do actually like. When it comes to the games they offer so many different games and addictive games as well. Very good platform. And this is one which obviously is older, but it does have a massive player base, guys. I think nearly 700,000 users of this as well. Over 200 games available, and they've continued to push and continue to develop. So again, I think this is another one which will have a good comeback. I think, again, 20 to 30x is potentially on the cards for this project. Next on the list, guys, we have Moon Tropica, and this one is another one which has struggled recently. It's one which has some big backing. This is also on Alex Becker's watch list. I think he actually holds this as well. And it's one which is currently around $4 million market cap. It is, again, down massively, around 96%. Volume is really bad, guys, and that is down to the fact that I do not think this is currently on any centralized exchange. So, obviously it's not ideal. You'd want to see some centralized exchange behind it. They've got a good community and they do have quite a lot of influencers on board. It is very high risk. It's either, I don't think it'll 100x, but 50x. But for me, it is a lot more riskier than something like Corpo. So I would prefer to go for Corpo, but it's one that could be a good trade. It is one that gets covered by a lot of influencers. So, time will tell just how well this performs. The next one on the list, guys, this is one that brings back a lot of memories. This is one that I did make some good gains with and also was very frustrating. Heroes of Mavia, right? Now, this one, guys, has been one which has been very quiet recently. This had a lot of hype. A lot of people used to talk about this, and since then it is down 99%. This did have a surge a few months ago, and it saw a massive surge from literally 5 million all the way up to around 25 million in the space of, I think, less than a week. And the reality is, guys, is once gaming comes back, this is one of the projects that is going to do similar gains like it's done before, because it's currently I think 7.5 million market cap. The trading volume is still amazing. They've got good listings, and the main thing with Heroes of Mavia, guys, is that they have a big player base. They have so many players on the App Store, on the Play Store, and it is one that I do think can make a big comeback. For me, guys, it is a bit more riskier, but for me, guys, I think 30x is possible for this. I think even 50x, but I'm going to be a bit more conservative and I'm going to put it in the 20 to 30x category. I do think it's a very solid play, and I do think it will have a big comeback once gaming comes back. Next one, guys, we have another one which is starting to show quite a lot of strength. This is up around 100% over the past month or so. Carrot, and this one, guys, I think is very bullish, right? This is one that is really developing at a very good pace. Recently they've announced a partnership with their Animoca brands, and they are really doing well. Also looking to get into console gaming as well. And overall, guys, this is one which I do see getting mass adoption. It is also listed, I believe, on Coinbase currently as well, and a lot of the volume is currently coming through Coinbase. This is one, guys, it is around 45 million in market cap. It has been on a nice rally, so obviously it has had quite a bit of a surge, but I still do think this can perform well. This is one of the gaming projects that a lot of influencers do cover as well, and I'm personally going to put this as a 20 to 30x. I do think it's good. The only drawback with this is the fact that it's recently been on a rally. So if it comes back down, potentially could be good to get some exposure, guys. Again, there's no major rush currently, guys, for gaming. It's just that you should at least have some exposure, in my opinion. Next one is another one which recently or previously did perform well, and since then, guys, it has been very stagnant. G-File, right? Again, another project very close to the lows, around 30% away from all-time lows, 92% down from all-time highs. And again, this has been one which there was a lot of hype around. It was one which people were bullish on the team with the ties to the likes of EA and other big brands. But they have had quite a lot of hype. I believe one of the games, Diamond Dreams, has won some awards, I believe. Again, I don't know how true that is, but to be fair, they have continued to push, and it is one which is pretty much at the bottom. So this could be a good play once gaming comes back. Main criticism is the listings are not very good. They do need to get more listings, but again, time will tell. I do think potentially 20 to 30x could be on the cards for G-File. I do think the team behind it, and I do think the games, even though they take long to push them out, they do look decent, and they do look to get some sort of adoption. And yeah, so it's definitely one to keep on your radar. Next on the list, guys, we have another extremely high risk project. This is Engines of Fury, and this is another shooter based game. And this is another one which does have quite a lot of hype around it. This is another one which does actually get featured, or it did get featured by quite a few different influencers. And again, it is a shooter based game, and it is looking to be a triple A standard game. And I do believe it's backed by someone related into Electronic Arts. So again, guys, this is one which they have been developing. It is also on the wish list on Epic Games, I believe, and it's currently around $1 million in market cap, guys. So, when this came out originally, there was very harsh vesting. Now it is around 50%, I think, is in circulation. And yeah, guys, I think this is one, again, either it could do 100x or it is going to go to zero. But as I've said, they've survived this long. They do have a decent list. And I think they've got KuCoin, HTX, MEXC. So it's one to potentially keep on your watch list. And it could do well once gaming comes back. Next on the list, guys, we have another pretty bullish project in the form of Metacade. This is on base, and this is one which I do like. It's another one which does get featured by some big influencers, big KOLs, and it's also seen a decent rally over the past month. I think it's up around 80%. The main criticism is the listings. I think they've got BitGet and another smaller centralized exchange, BingX, and Bitmart as well. But they do need to get more listings. But I do think, with them being on base, and they've also, I believe, partnered with Coinbase as well. And, this is one which could have a big comeback. They do also partner with a lot of different projects within AI as well. So Metacade is another one to, definitely keep on your watch list. It is also around 27 million, guys. So a lot of the projects in this 20 to 30x category, the likes of Myria, the likes of Ancient 8, Gunzilla, Carrot, Nakamoto Games, G-File, they're all pretty much around the same market cap, right? Give or take. So Metacade, another one which potentially could do 20 to 30x, guys. That would put it at around 5 to 600 million market cap, which I do think could potentially be on the cards. Again, all depends on just how much of a gaming run we get. And next on this, guys, we have another base play in the form of Super Champs. And this is another one, guys, which what you want to look at when it comes to gaming, you want to see if people are actually playing the game. And this is another one which does have quite a lot of users behind it as well. I think there's quite a lot of people who are playing this. Also does get featured by some streamers as well. So this is another one which I do think could have a big comeback. Does remind me, similar to something like Mavia in the because it does have quite a big player base as well. Also being on base, and it does also, I think a lot of different influencers are also bullish on it as well. Main criticism is they need more listings. I don't think they currently have any centralized exchange listings. Again, I'm not too sure, but I'm sure this is only currently available on the DEXs. But as I've said, guys, market cap is currently 6 million. So it's a micro cap. It is very small. And yeah, guys, time will tell. Could do a 50x, but I'm going to put this as a 20 to 30x. Actually, I'll put it as I'll keep it as 20 to 30x, guys. But it is one which could have a big comeback once gaming is hot again. The next on the list, guys, is Creo Engine. And this is another one which is struggling. It's had a massive sell-off. It is down 98% from all-time highs, guys. This one did insane a few years ago, and since then has come down. But, to be fair, they've continued to develop. They've got quite a lot of interactions. They've got quite a lot of integrations with different projects. Decent games available as well. And overall, it's higher risk. It is definitely higher risk. But with the market cap, being around 2 million in market cap, it's one which could see some good growth. I think there's over 100 games available. They partner with a lot of different projects. So yeah, guys, very risky, but it's another one which potentially could either do 100x or it is going to go to zero. 100x on this would be around 200 million. And again, guys, I do not think that is out of the question. But if you're investing in any of these guys, you do need to be prepared for anything to happen. So, just pay attention to that, take that into consideration. And the final one, guys, is Shrapnel. This is another shooter-based game, another one which aims to be AAA standard. And again, it's another one which is pretty much at the bottom. It's on AVAX as well. There was sort of, I think there was a lot of drama surrounding the team, but they have continued to sort of push this and really develop. But it is one which is more high risk, and I do think there are better projects to get into. But the game, in terms of how it looks, the game is pretty high quality. With how much it's come down and the market cap it currently is, I could potentially see this doing a 20 to 30x as well, guys. So, this is obviously not a full list, guys. This is just to give you an idea. Now, if you just want some exposure, guys, get some Beam, get some IMX, and if you want to, maybe take a bit more risk, maybe get some, Mavia, Super Champs, Miria, whatever you want, Gunzilla, Carrot, Metacade, G-File, or if you want to take it to the next level, you could go for Corpo, you could go for Moontropica, you could go for Octo Gaming, you could go for Engines of Fury. So yeah, guys, this is just a quick list. Well, it's not quick. It will took about half an hour, this video, but this is just to give you an idea. Let me know some of your gaming projects that you are bullish on. And, you should definitely have some of these on your watch list, guys. And you should probably have exposure to maybe a couple, just because you never know once this narrative is going to take off, guys. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. I will be bringing more and more content, and, make sure you don't miss out.